Welcome back to CFB Nation. I'm your host, NinoBrown. I got my guy, Mr. Get It Done, aka DNow. You see him on the screen. And when you see us both on the screen, you know the drill again, Gilligan. It's Devy Darlings. It's gonna be a fun one. I think this guy might be slipping under the radar, but before we break him down, DNow, how we doing?
It's Monday. I will say this: Iowa actually played a complete game on Saturday, so it was a good weekend.
All right. I hit it in the group chat. I got to ask you, what's this Petrus garbage going on here?
So he sat out this season because labrum
In,
surgery,
right.
pretty much. Was a GA for the entire season. Was being paid actually by the university. But he has that COVID year, so I expect him probably go out west, maybe San Diego State, one of the California schools. Just go back home for his senior year.
Gotcha. I saw that today that he was applied, for that fifth year, and he I guess he
Yeah.
wasn't enrolled at Iowa, like you said, so
Nope.
he was on the books getting that paper, that bread. So
Yep.
you got to do what you got to do to get it done. So I'm with it. All right, we got a guy here that I think when we're talking about Devy Darlings, could be the epitome of what a Devy Darling is. The guy that's kind of possibly could be bubbling if he gets enough playing time, gets enough carries or snaps. This gentleman goes by the name of Jaden Thomas, and he plays for UNLV. And boy, he can be something special. We're gonna break him down real quick for you. 5'10", 180 pounds. Right now, you can go to all these recruiting websites all you want, but he ain't gonna be on there because he was below the 3-star threshold. He was a 2-star. I think he was scouted. I think somebody who was writing up these ratings might have misjudged this gentleman, or maybe it just wasn't something that he had then. But we see it now. He was out Westlake High School at Atlanta, Georgia. Tell me a little bit about.
Yeah, so he was first team All Region his senior year in Georgia. So
Yeah,
obviously pretty solid. He went 9-4, second in the 7A Region 2 district. And to hit on your thing, I saw a lot when I was scouting him. He was listed as a wide receiver on a
okay,
lot of the recruiting things
okay.
instead of a running back, which may have been why he got the lower rating than he
Yeah, I
deserved.
mean, if you just watch a little huddle film, watch a little, get a little film from the school, you would see this kid has this I don't know, there's something special about him. I mean, I don't want to get to the comps yet, but I was seeing a lot of things I liked. And this could be another episode where we get a little heavy on the comp, and it might be, putting the that weight on his shoulders. But I think this gentleman could live up to that hype. So in his junior season, 2021, 2022, he played 12 games. He had 130 attempts, 1,151 yards, close to 9 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns, 7 receptions for 123 yards. So you like to see that, right? He's not only is he, a guy who can get the ball out of the backfield on the ground, but he's also utilizing the passing game, right? And in that junior year, he had 4 over 100-yard games. So this kid's got some juice to him. Talk to me about his senior year.
So, yep, senior year, 12 games, 215 attempts, about 1,200 yards on the ground, 14 touchdowns. His yards per carry did dip a little bit, but he also rushed for almost 90 more attempts. So it was at 5.5 yards per carry.
Right.
He did increase his receiving yards, 23 receptions, almost 400 yards, and 4 touchdowns. In his senior year, he had 5 games of 100 plus yards.
Right. So, it was a little dip there in the yards per carry, but again, utilized a little bit more in the passing game, which in the modern NFL, if you can't be both, you're gonna have a short run. You know what I mean? You can't be
Mhm.
a one-trick pony. And he seems to be increasing that. Again, 5 games of over 100 yards, man. This kid just grinds and gets it done. Now I said somebody misscouted or whatever, but this kid only got 2 offers, right? Charleston and UNLV. Now you're going like 2 different spectrums too when you're going with schools here. You're going all over the country. So he chose UNLV with the Rebels. Before we get into this senior year, what I seen on the tape, and this is where my comps come from, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Uh, Real shifty, okay? He's got quick feet, can get out of the hole fast. I know how to play. It wasn't like he just planted the foot and went. I noticed it in the UTEP game in 2 of the touchdown runs. He's got like a kind of like a Euro step, like a hop step, like where it's like boop, boop, and then all of a sudden, that little pop, pop, and now this guy's on the outside with a 2-yard space, and he's making a move and turning up field. So I like that. And again, he's a freshman, and this kid's got, and you can lose him in traffic. This kid can weave through defenders. You be thinking you got an angle. Next thing you know, he's weaving around you, turning you around, and he's in the open field. Talk to me what you've seen on tape.
So yeah, first thing I noticed, he never stops moving his legs.
Yeah.
Always going. When he gets closer into the short yardage area, he becomes really physical, not afraid of some contact, even though he has a smaller frame. One thing I noticed is he gets upfield really quickly. Yes, you said he has his Euro step, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's not trying to be flashy with it.
Right.
It's a one move, boom, off the field. For being a freshman, he has really good vision, and his patience, I think, is above what a normal freshman would be. He lets the plays come to him. He's not trying to do too much, which I really love.
Yeah, I noticed. Maybe it was in the Bryant game. It was the first game of the year. I'm not sure. I forget which. I watched 3 games. He like they did it was like RPO, but man, his like timing on how he sold it, just going out there and waited, and they ended up tossing to him, and he ended up getting a good chunk. I think he ended up scoring on it, but like he has patience. He knows where to be, and he's in congested backfield, and the kid just seems to like work his way. He's in a congested backfield with three seniors at UNLV, right? Like, let's just get into it, right? 10 games this year for UNLV as a freshman, true freshman, 141 snaps. He's got 90 attempts, 412 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. Talked about the physicality, right? 263 yards out of the 412 are after contact. And he has 12 10-plus yard runs. So, like, again, we talked about the burst, we talked about the shiftiness and the physicality. I mean, right there alone, just in that, we'll break down some of the games he had. You can see, what we're talking about. This kid just like knows how to get low on point of impact, and he knows how to get low to avoid being seen and hit that patient and hit that hole. He's really smooth. It's fluid. Like we talked about the Euro step, like you said it. It's not that plant and go when he's moving. It's just all in one motion, and the next thing you know, this young gentleman is in front of you and cutting up field. So, talk to me about some of the games this year, because he's in a backfield. Before you break down, he's in a backfield with Vincent Davis, right? Donovan Lester and Courtney Reese. All of them are seniors. Okay, now he has 420 yards. Davis has 553. He's the lead back. He only has 9 more carries. So, whatever you want to call it. Lester has 418, right? With 8 touchdowns. And Courtney Reese has 53 attempts for 220 yards, 4 touchdowns. So he's in a congested backfield at any time. So he's literally capitalizing on every snap or carry he's got. So talk to me some of these weekly games that he had.
Yeah, first off, I want to note or point out that imagine if he was the lead back,
right?
And like he would be almost 1,200 yards as a true freshman.
Exactly.
With
like, bring that
double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he'd be on a lot more people's radar.
Exactly.
But this season, like you said, only 141 snaps. Week 1 versus Bryant, 8 attempts, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good coming out game.
Right.
Week 3, Vanderbilt, a little better defense, only had 20 snaps, 13 attempts, 50 yards, touchdown. Week 4, where I think this is where he got on a lot more people's radar.
Yeah.
This was a lot of his highlight tapes from this season came from this game. Versus UTEP, 20 snaps, 12 attempts, 92 yards, 4 touchdowns, 67 yards after contact, 4 10-plus yard runs, and in this he had that 46-yard touchdown,
right?
Which was that Euro step that now that you said that, I noticed that. It was that one quick run or move for that 46-yard touchdown.
And he just gets, it's just like, it was kind of like he glides, you know what I mean? Like he was going inside, he counted the out, but like the way he made the move, he just smoothed to the outside. Next thing you know, that, the safety that was down in the box is now behind him, and this guy's cutting up field.
Yep. And then week 5 versus Hawaii, 17 snaps, 12 attempts, 67 yards, 25 yards after contact, 5.2 yards per carry, 3 10-plus yard runs. And then week 11 versus Wyoming, Only played 13 snaps, had 8 attempts, 35 yards, a touchdown, but averaged 4.4 yards per carry and 20 yards after contact.
Now, that game against Wyoming, the numbers aren't crazy. But what I want to make a point is Wyoming is a stout defense, and they're very good against the run. So this dude is literally capitalizing on every snap. He didn't get more than 20 snaps in a game all season. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And he just keeps producing. Yes, there are games, obviously, the weeks that we didn't have on there where they weren't, big numbers, but he only got like 9 snaps. He's getting 9 snaps, 3 attempts for like 18 yards. It's still not bad numbers. Like the product that he's putting out on the field week in and week out is legitimate. And I love that you had stated, imagine if this kid was getting, RB1 snaps and attempts. You'd be hearing about him across every media outlet, ESPN. Like they would just be, oh, where is this kid coming from?
He'd be a freshman All-American.
Yeah, who's Jaden Thomas? Like, why did nobody talk? Why is he only a 2-star recruit? But it happens, and these guys just blow up. And will he stay at UNLV? Well, we don't know. But I think with all these seniors kind of leaving, I think the door is wide open for this gentleman. And he's got a young Maivia, right? Is the quarterback for UNLV. So you got a freshman and a freshman. Odom's doing his thing out there. So they got a good coach with young talent that are performing. I think he stays there, and I think you're going to see some good numbers come out of this kid in the future. All right. This is where we start breaking down player comps. I got an old one and I got a more recent one. And I don't want people to say, oh, he's just going by the way he looks. Because both of the gentlemen kind of have the dreadlock look, right? And stuff. But I'm looking at style of play. Okay. He's a freshman. I think he's 189 now after his first year. So he put on close to 10 pounds, But I think that could continue to go as he, gets in that weight room and gets more inclined with the offense. He could hit that 200-pound mark, and he gets right around that 200-pound mark at 5'10", 5'11". The way he moves, the way he can catch the ball and get out and open, and he's shifty, he really gives me some Alvin Kamara vibes, okay? And then of recent, same style guy, fell into a good opportunity, same style of play, Isaiah Pacheco, all right? I like both of the games they have. I kind of feel like Thomas's game kind of mirrors these guys. I'm not saying he's going to be Alvin Kamara, but there could be your ceiling and your floor. I'll take that.
Hands down. Yeah.
As a freshman, as an 18-year-old kid coming to college football, I'll take that. So give me your play comps.
So yeah, I went with kind of a little bit older running backs, and I'm more about different aspects of his games. So the first one I picked was Arian Foster, Houston Texans. Reason I picked him is because of I don't want to knock on him, but Thomas isn't known for his speed. He's more his patient elusiveness, which same kind of Arian Foster wasn't a speedster, could have hit you with the one move. Next thing you know, 70 yards down the field.
Right.
Was also underrated in the passing game, I felt, during his career. Second comp I had was DeMarco Murray, and I picked him solely because of the physicality that you kind of start to see with Thomas. The wheel's always moving, falls forward sort of, becomes really physical in the short yard aspect. And again, patient, good vision.
Now, please keep his knees together. Okay, that's all. Right? Because it was a good comp because I loved it because Murray had that the hard jab step, right? He would plant and he'd go like because he was more like a stocky guy. Where this guy's more like fluid, but like Foster, I loved him in Houston. Yeah, like everybody was saying, he's more of an upright runner, but I don't know. He just kind of glided, like just right down the field. Even though he was upright, but he pulled away. And Foster, I think, was a running back ahead of his time, because, like you said, in the past game, Houston had nothing. He was pretty much option A. Well, he was option B, C, and D because Johnson was option A. You know what I'm saying? But like once Johnson left, he was every option, and they had nothing. And the kid did it till both of his knees.
Till the knees came out.
Yeah, were trash. So I love it. I think this is a good kid that we brought out there for people to see. Like I said, UNLV's got some youth. They got a good coach. They're doing well. They're climbing these charts. They're getting noticed. I think a lot more people, maybe at the end of this year and in this offseason, they're going to start talking about, oh, this kid Jaden Thomas had a great year on limited snaps. Just remember, on November 13th, DNow and Nino Brown, Devy Darling said this kid's got a chance. Once again, I'm your host, Nino Brown. That's my guy, Mr. Get It Done, DNow. This is Devy Darlings. Tune in next week where we're going to give you a special twofer. We got two guys out of the University of Florida that we believe could be Devy Darlings. So don't miss that one. You're going to need to tune in. Once again, it's Devy Darlings, CFB Nation. We out.